Okay, here we are. We're going to do the atmospheric river that's coming. So I'm just going to put A for aviationweather.gov, comes up here. Go in there. We got these conditions, got a lot of stuff going on over here. But per my normal way of briefing, I'm going to come over here to decision support imagery. Check that. Go to prog charts over here. Check that. And then take a look at our current weather right here. Right now it's 10:09, so it's 18:09 UTC. This is at 1500 UTC on Saturday, 17 February 24. You can see that you have a low pressure system over here with a cold front, a stationary front, and an occluded front up here. High pressure system is over here that's going to continue to build and keep this from moving from west to east. Another high pressure system here. It's a combination of high and lows here, so that's an interesting thing to look at later on. Stationary front, cold front, a low pressure trough right here, pretty big low pressure trough. So some interesting stuff over there, most likely going on. Remember, cold weather, a cold front pushing through will cause weather in front of it and behind it, potentially. A stationary front on both sides. So let's take a look over here when they get the color coding, and we can see the chance and likelihood of rain. This is now valid at 1800 Saturday 17 February 2024, which happens to be 10 minutes ago. So this is what's supposed to be happening 10 minutes ago. The rain is around Santa Barbara. This is the chance of rain. This is likelihood. So all of this should be getting rain right now. Thunderstorms over here as this cold front moves through and begins to push its way here. The high pressure systems are not allowing this to move forward as quickly. So you have clockwise rotation around these highs over here. You have a little bit stronger wind over here as the isobars are closer together. And over here they're a little further apart, so not much wind. And yet by looking outside, there's not much wind right now in our area right here. So the isobars are not that close together. A long elongated area of low pressure drawing moisture and atmosphere into it and then rising. Cold front over here from this high pressure pushing it the opposite direction from normal. So that's very interesting there. And this low is pulling it this way with the high helping it go that direction. So in this area, dry, especially from the high pressure air coming up from the upper atmosphere down, drying out. And so it's dry, not moist like this is brought over. So let's take a look at the 12. 12 is 0600 on Sunday. So that's 10 p.m. for Saturday night for our evening. That's what we're expecting right here. So it looks like I'll be able to take a flight this evening. I'll be going about 3:30, 3:15 Pacific time. This is what was called for in the forecast, in the discussion area for flight. So this is happening for this particular system right here with these high pressure systems not letting it go, and this is dying out. This is frontalysis, they call it, which is the front just kind of dying out, meaning that the atmosphere on both sides are kind of becoming equal. So there's no difference in temperatures and moisture and so forth. So that's kind of dying out. This warm front is still moving this way. Look at all the stuff that's still happening over here, all the weather. A warm front is relative. So this is still cold air, but it's warmer air overtaking cold air. And therefore you have snow, ice, and a mixture of snow and ice and rain over in this vicinity over here. More rain over there, more rain over here, but over here there's snow and ice at a cold front, at a warm front. So that just shows you and illustrates the fact that it's relative, okay? It's relative. It's in relationship to the two air masses, where warmer air is overtaking colder air, but it's still cold enough for freezing precipitation. High pressure or low elongated area of low pressure, which is a trough. Another trough over here, but drier weather in this vicinity, so you don't see any moisture associated with this front over here, even though it has a colder air mass over here overtaking a warmer air mass over here. This one's a warmer air mass overtaking a colder air mass. So let's take a look at 1800. So that's the same one. It did not change. As I've mentioned before, be real careful when you hit these. It may not change. This is 1800 on Sunday. So this is now looking at 10 a.m. Sunday. Our area is just down here, so we still are not getting forecasted any rain. Again, this is the chance of rain. This is the likelihood of rain, and then thunderstorms there. Nice big low pressure over here, stronger low pressure here that is going to push these high pressures over to the east a little bit, but then these are going to get stronger, and it's going to kind of cause this to stagnate here is what was being predicted yesterday. We'll see what today has. So you've got the cold front overtaking the warm front, causing an occluded front, a combination of both cold and warm front weather. Looking at the 30-hour, it didn't change. 36 hours. Now it's midnight, Monday the 19th, so that becomes our evening in our area, Pacific time, which is now 4 p.m., 8-hour difference. This one is stronger, and so now it's bringing moisture from down here up in this direction, up and in and up on this low pressure area here. So now we're having more weather over here, thunderstorm activity there, likelihood of rain, chance of rain over here. So Sunday at 4 p.m., so we're still looking good on that. My check ride was canceled because of this weather, and to me it looks like we would be able to do it, but I'm not going to push the check ride. They made a good decision to reschedule it. 48 hours, this is still Monday. This did not move. 60 hours, that's 12 on Monday, which is 4 a.m. on Monday for us. Now on Monday the rain is coming. This has not moved a lot. These high pressure systems are getting stronger. This is what they're calling the atmospheric river coming in again, and it's staying for a few days. These high pressure systems are keeping this low front from moving to the east, similar to what happened a while ago, about on the 4th or 5th, 7th, 9th, I forget what it was, but about a week ago or so, maybe a little bit more. So we're getting all the weather coming in, thunderstorm activity, a good indication, good representation, depiction here, a good depiction of the low pressure system, the cold front, warm front, and the occluded front occurring right there. And going to 72 hours, now it's Tuesday at 4 a.m. our time, and it's 12 UTC noon, so 4 a.m. our time. Notice these high pressure systems are still holding this at bay, not as much as the last one occurred, but you see a stronger or a longer occluded front, wider range occluded front, warm front, cold front. Doesn't have the color coding depiction, but it didn't go away. That is still occurring right there, still potentially happening. As we get towards the end of these, for some reason the color coding goes away. 96 hours, let's take a look at that. That's 12 UTC. Now it starts moving across, and that's on Wednesday morning. So our event should be Monday, Tuesday, a couple of days. High pressure starting to build. So let's take a look at how that's moving along. I'm going to move it here to the upper left corner. Right, that's what I clicked on, satellite, and these images for our area. I go to PAC Pacific Southwest. You can see that highlighting over here as I go up and down over here. So Pacific Southwest. And I like to go to this one because we have daytime now. So this one illustrates it pretty well. So there's our system. It's going to start moving here shortly. And you'll see this moving up in that direction. There it is. So you can see how the low pressure system is moving this way, high pressure keeping it at bay. You can see the upper atmosphere over here, and you can see the lower atmosphere if you look carefully down over here, and you can see some of the lower cloud cover and so forth. If we come over here to our area, this is Catalina right there, and we're right in this vicinity for Long Beach, John Wayne. And this right here is what we call Saddleback, the Santiago Mountains. And you can see how the low-level clouds all along the coastline, low-level clouds, marine layer, clearing up supposedly later. Actually, it's supposed to stay overcast pretty much all the day. You can see how thick that moisture is right there, and it's not clearing. And you can see how the higher clouds are moving across. Really good illustration of the marine layer, strong marine layer, and we'll show you how that shows in the other chart. So this is beginning to clear, but not much. The sun is warming up the ground, kind of clearing this up a little bit, but I don't think it clears all day. We should have enough ceiling to fly and do what we need to do, but we can't see the tops of Santiago Peak at this point. Let's take a look at, I like to go back over here and then back one more. So I just went back on the arrow, and then I'm gonna look at Pacos and look what Pacos does. Pacos is gonna show us all the way to Hawaii and Pacific. It's the East Pacific. So here we are, beautiful. Here's that stronger front that's coming our way, and the weaker front that's over here. So see how this one's coming over here. This one is kind of coming through. This is the one that's going to give us the weather for Monday, Tuesday. It's picking up lots of moisture, warmer water. Here's Hawaii over here, so you can see it's warmer here in the 20 degree latitude or so. I think it's 22, 23 degrees north latitude. But here's the lower, the weaker low pressure. This looks like it's got a lot of moisture still in it, so we might get a little more moisture than we thought. I think they are calling for light rain, and you can see that in my for-flight portion of this. Looking right here. A lot of coastal fog all the way down into Baja over here also. So if we were flying down to Baja doing some kind of surf trip or anything like that, or whale watching, which we've done in the past, we want to be aware of a lot of low clouds there. On the east side, plenty of places to let down if we need to. All right, that looks good there. I'm going to go back to aviation weather. This is my way of getting back to what I want to right here. I'll get this one. And you can see, I don't want something's doing something. Infrared radar composite, I don't want that. I don't want that. Now it's cleaner. I got the METARs, flight category dots. I'm going to leave it at this. So remember the fog that was along here? Here, this is indications of the fog. So, or haze. It's called 5 miles in haze scattered at 1,000, overcast at 1,500. That's Los Alamitos. And that's all I'm going to be pointing out now. You can read all the rest of the stuff. Looks like we've got a pilot report here, but the METAR is winds 020 at 3, 5. Let me read the whole thing. Long Beach, 17th day, 1753 Zulu. Wind 020 at 3, kind of Santa Ana-ish type winds. Not quite have that kind of condition though. Northeast winds. 5 statute miles in haze, overcast 1,600. And temperature 16 dew point 11. So there's your overcast right there that we are seeing on the satellite. PIREP over Long Beach at 1726 at 100 feet, 172, remarks haze about 1,400 feet. And Long Beach, that's the one I just did. Let's go to John Wayne. And John Wayne's got, on the 17th day, 1753 Zulu, calm winds, 5 miles and mist, overcast 1,400. So no tops report. Let's see if anybody's giving us a tops report. Flight level 1,000 feet, 2 mile final, runway 20 right, remarks 1,800, no 1,800, that's the time, at 1,000 feet, E75, cloud tops 2,500, that's what I was looking for, base is 1,100. That's what we were seeing in the satellite picture. And this one right here, what do we got here during the descent? And GLEX overcast at 1,100, bases on final, so everyone's calling it about 1,000 something for the bases. This is a bases 1,400, and tops right here. This is what I like. See, notice that this is not giving us our tops. So this particular aircraft here, it's a BE-40, overcast at 1,400, so that's the bases, that's the bottom of the clouds. On departure, tops 2,400. That's what I was looking for right there. So it's a thickness between 1,400, 2,400, about 1,000 foot thickness. If I zoom out, oh, there's still fog over here in Riverside. That's interesting there. So we got 3/4 of a statute mile for runway 32 plus 6,000 foot mist and overcast at 200 over at Riverside. Let's see if it takes that away. Nope, I thought it was going to do that. Okay, Riverside over here. So a little more lower cloud decks, and it makes sense because the elevation of the fields and the ground is higher, so that makes sense there. Again, you can see all of these type of things here. You can read 61 degrees, 52 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 miles in haze, 1,200. Let's go over here. So this area we saw all the way down to San Diego. So we see 1,200, 5,000. That doesn't make sense. So I'll click it, and so this has calm winds 9 miles, 9 statute miles, scattered 900, overcast 1,700. That makes more sense right there. That's probably that's the 50 degrees over here, so it's kind of superimposed on there. If I zoomed in, I could see it better. Well, let's do that. So there it is. It separates it. So it's got 1,100 feet, 1,200 feet, 1,200 feet, overcast skies. So that makes sense. You know, that's what I was mentioning earlier, that it said on a different chart you're going to be able to see this. So, and then as I zoom out of here, you can see those frontal systems. Let's see how far it goes. This is the lower pressure, the low pressure that's coming through right now that's a little bit weaker. Remember, we saw that this dies out a little bit later in a day or two. Let me see. We're not really seeing the stronger low pressure out here in the middle of the Pacific. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. The other thing I'd be good to do, let's do this. Products, METARs. It's a little different than I'm used to, but cat blocks, KSNA, KLGB, KLAX, KCRQ, KSAN. That's good enough. Let's go past 6 hours, include the TAF, load the data. And so now read this. Calm winds, visibilities in mist. This is a beautiful way of just, you know, it's all pretty steady. You can see how the clouds have been, you know, overcast, broken, pretty steady. What I'm going to look here for a flight later today. Santa Ana on the 17th day, 1728 Zulu. Valid for the 17th day, 1800 Zulu, till the 18th day, 1800 Zulu. Variable at 4 statute miles in mist, broken at 1,000, overcast at 1,600. At 2000 right here, which is -8, 12 noon. Winds 220 at 7, +6, scattered at 1,500. I'm trying to go fast because I got to go fly a Gulfstream here. So that's why I'm kind of going kind of quick. But anyway, overcast 1,600. Temporary, actually it's a Gulfstream check ride, a simulator check ride. So anyway, 17 day from 2200 to 18th day at 0200, scattered at 1,500. So it should clear a little bit, a little later today. So at 2200, that's 2 o'clock. So from 2 o'clock till about, come over here, till 6 p.m. So from 2 to 6, the clouds should clear a little bit, scattered to 1,500. And then at 6 p.m., broken at 1,500. So I got a little window to fly, which I'm going to do probably at 3:30 till about 5:30 or so in a 172. So that's going to look okay according to that. And again, you can look at all that. And then here I'm looking to get 2,100 scattered at 1,500, broken at 35. So it's backing up the other one at 0100, scattered 15, broken at 4,000. LAX at 2,100, scattered. So CRQ a little further south at 2,000, broken at 1,000, temporary, scattered at 1,000. So the entire coastline will schedule to get a little better, go from broken to scattered, still at the 1,000-foot area, 1,000 to 1,400. So if it gets scattered, that's good. If it is broken or overcast, that's not good. So we'll see how today goes. All right. Continue to look at all the available products, the available weather, and so forth. And we'll talk to you soon.